Today we're going to make a raspberry Tom Collins. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark. This is the Average Meat Channel, and today we are going to make another classic cocktail with a little bit of a twist. We are going to make a raspberry Tom Collins. Now, this is the second week in a row that we have enhanced a classic cocktail by adding raspberries. Last week we did a raspberry Moscow Mule, and this week we're going to do a raspberry Tom Collins. I'm pretty excited to get started with this one. So what we're going to need is gin. Once again, we're going to be using a little bit of raspberry liqueur. We are going to be using some simple syrup. We're almost out of this, fortunately. It's really easy to make. Every time I use this, I like to remind you how to make the simple syrup. We use 1 part sugar, 1 part water. You heat it and melt it and put it in a bottle. I keep it in the refrigerator. We're going to use a lemon, some raspberries. I've got 4 of them. And for garnish, we're going to use a mint sprig. Oh, and of course, club soda. So, no pun intended, but that tops it off. So let's get started. We're going to muddle this, and just like I did last week, we're going to be muddling this in my strainer shaker. I'm not going to shake it, but I do like this because I can muddle it, and that way it's strained when I put it in the glass. And I just realized I don't have my strainer out, so we're going to get that now. There's at least one viewer who claims I do this on purpose just so I can do the magic. I think maybe he's right. All right, so let's get started. We're going to begin by muddling this. We're going to take our raspberries, and to that we're going to add 1/2 of an ounce of simple syrup. And we're also going to add 1/2 an ounce of our raspberry liqueur. So I'm just going to take a shortcut, and I'm going to mix them both together in the same measuring cup at the same time. There we go. So it's 1/2 and 1/2 simple syrup and raspberry liqueur. The next thing we're going to add to this is going to be 1 ounce of lemon. But I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and muddle this up while it's right here, and then we're just going to get rid of that. These raspberries really do make quite a mess. You know, I'm not even going to strain it with, yeah, I think I will, just because it'll be easier to pour. But I'm going to strain it out of here, but also in this strainer. And that way we can strain it right down the middle, and we can make sure that we get all of that. I don't know if they call it pulp when it's with raspberries, but that's what it is. It's a pulp and it's seeds and all kinds of stuff that you just don't want. But what I just essentially made is a really good raspberry syrup is what I really made. So you can see we have a real red raspberry syrup. Now to that, we're going to add 2 ounces of our gin. I'm using Fleischmann's. You can use your favorite gin of your choice. And then we're going to be adding 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice. And the only cheat I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a slice right now because I'm going to use that for my garnish a little later. And that garnish may not hold together. I made a little bit of a mistake, and I'll tell you what I did. Sometimes I soften up the lemon by rolling it, and that way it really works all the juice out of there. But the problem is it makes the lemon kind of squishy and mushy, and I don't know how well it's going to hold together to make that garnish. But that's okay. I've got a little bit of a cheat in there anyway. All right, and I am actually seeing a lot of pulp coming here too, so I think I might even strain that out too. I just don't like a lot of pulp in the cocktail. So I'm going to pour that in, but I'm going to pour it through my strainer. And that way it's all strained out. And we're going to get this out of the way. And next we're going to top this off with our soda. And I think it'd be a good idea at this point to have a bar spoon and mix that up a little bit. So once again, guess what I don't have? That's right, this. So we're gonna get that spoon down there. And what that's gonna do is bring that color up. Should actually be doing that on my bar mat, shouldn't I? Because when you add that soda, that's just gonna be like a floater. So we actually want to get that soda up through the cocktail and get all of those ingredients mixed together. You don't want to have, all the liquor and the flavor in one part of the drink. So it's really helpful to have that bar spoon handy. And for our garnish, we're going to take a couple of raspberries, and here's where I'm going to put my lemon in there. And I just held the lemon on now with the skewer. I have a bamboo skewer there. So even though that lost a little bit of integrity when I rolled it around, it's going to hold. It's going to look okay. So let's pause, get a picture, and then we'll give it the taste test. And there we go, we got the picture. By the way, what is your favorite garnish? Do you like cherries, olives, oranges, limes, lemons, raspberries? There are so many different, you can have cocktail onions. There are so many different garnishes that go into a cocktail. You know what? I forgot one other thing. Make sure you give that a good slap, because that's what's going to enhance that and bring out the aroma. Now I got to take another picture, because the picture I took did not have the mint sprig. All right, after all those photo delays, I know it only took a fraction of a second for you. It took a little bit of time here. Let's give this a taste. Oh man, there is nothing like putting all of these fresh ingredients in a cocktail. It really makes a difference. Don't skimp in that regard. Now that's good. It's sweet, it's fruity. If that's not the type of cocktail you like, this probably isn't going to be for you. But I have to tell you, it's really good. It's got the sweetness, you're getting the raspberry. When you bring it up to your mouth to take a drink, you're getting the aroma of that lime, the lemon. It all works really, really well. And I'll tell you, is this a good looking cocktail? I mean, if you serve this to your friends, they are going to be impressed. As I like to say, it's going to bring out the oohs and the ahs. Ooh. Ah. Yep, this one's staying in my repertoire, and I hope you give it a try as well. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner, and don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark, and this is Thirsty Thursday on the Average Me channel.